What's up everyone, it's Ted again from Tap Sac, and we're back on an MTG arena. We're going to be playing Midweek Magic Historic Artisan. So Artisan is a format that only uses commons and uncommons, and we're going to be playing a new deck today, so let's just get right into it. Alright, so today we have a black-white reanimate deck, which naturally only uses commons and uncommons. So this deck was pretty good, I think, in standard Artisan, so we're going to try if it's just as good in historic. Basically what we're going to do is cast Hateful Eidolon on turn 1, and then cast lots of auras on opponent's creatures to kill them, and every time they die we get to draw a card. So we got cards such as Deadweight, which gives an enchanted creature -2/-2. We also have Maya's Grasp, gives a creature -3/-3. And we do have other kinds of removals such as Glass Cascade, Heartless Act, just to get rid of any of the bigger creatures that we can't put auras on. And we also have Archfiend's Vessel, which is a very interesting creature. It's just a 1/1 lifelink for 1 mana, so not very strong, but if you bring it back somehow from the graveyard, it becomes a 5/5 demon token with flying. And we do that by casting cards such as Call of the Death Dweller, which can return back up to 2 target creature cards with mana value 3 or less. So we could bring back maybe 2 vessels or a vessel and an Eidolon, whichever works. And we do have some other creatures that we can bring back, such as Maya Triton, a 2 mana 2/1 with Death Touch. You get to mill cards. We also have Grim Dancer, basically a 3 mana 3/3, which you can choose between Menace, Death Touch and Lifelink. So pretty flexible. And we also have Necropanther, which can mutate onto a creature, and if it does, you can bring back another creature from the graveyard to the battlefield. So we want to naturally target Archfiend's Vessel with this when we mutate Necropanther. So that's it. It's very straightforward. Hopefully we'll get to show how good it is, and let's just get into those games. Alright, first game. Alright, we're up against Fire Shots. Let's see what kind of deck they're playing. We've got a nice opening hand with turn 1 Eidolon, which is what we want to see. We want to cast this on turn 1 and start drawing cards. We do have a Maya's Grasp on turn 2 that we can use to get rid of the opponent's creatures. We do have Grim Dancer and Call of the Death Dweller with 3 mana, so we just need 1 more land to get up to speed, but otherwise I think it's quite good. Opponents on mono white, I think. So favorite Hoplite is a new historic card, I believe. When you cast a spell that targets it, it gets +1/+1 counter and prevent all damage. So quite scary. Let's just cast Eidolon on turn 1, and hopefully it doesn't get bigger than a 3 toughness. Opponent's attacking, so naturally you could block it and maybe gain 1 life, but with this kind of card you probably think that he has a ability that can pump it. So what he has, gives it Defiant Strike, draw a card. Alright, so let's see if we can get rid of it by Maya's Grasp. We do have a Glass Casket, but we don't have the white mana now, so that's unfortunate. Alright, so we killed it off, that's great. But unfortunately, we don't have that plains. We do need a 3rd land very soon. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're in a bit of trouble right now. So we could offer to trade. I think we can, because we don't have any auras right now. Alright, so they did not trade, which I think would be better for them. So let's just cast the 2 Archfiend's Vessel. We can use one of them to block, it's okay, because we can always bring them back with Call of the Death Dweller. But we really need a Plains or a 3rd Swamp. That would really help us a lot. Wow, Staggering Insight. So it gives us double strike and lifelink. Okay. So we have to sacrifice one of our vessels. He gains 3 life. Alright, we got another Maya's Grasp. So maybe this will save it? Yeah, we do. Alright, that's good. And we got our third Swarm, which is great. Okay, opponent casts another Virtuoso and another Hoplite. Wow. So anything that targets it, he gets a benefit. We still don't have that Plains. We really need the Plains right now. We got a Swamp, but it's okay. So we can't attack, but maybe we can just cast a Grim Dancer, give it Death Touch and Lifelink, maybe? Or Death Touch and Menace. So that would help to defend against either of them. Opponent has skipped the combat and decides to pass the turn. Alright, so we did get our Plains, which is great. So which one is worse? Virtuoso or the Hoplite? I'm just going to get rid of the Virtuoso first and see what happens next. I see. It's a counter spell. Alright, so I think I'm gonna try and sacrifice my vessel. Alright, but you didn't go for it, so let's just end the turn. Sentinel's Eyes, gives it Vigilance. Wow, Curious Obsession. So I don't want him to deal damage to me, so I gotta block. Don't let him draw any cards. And now we can get rid of it with Banishing Light. He has no more counter spells. And I'm just gonna attack with the Grim Dancer, gain back some life. Wow, another Obsession. Nice. And he's gonna cast the Sentinel's Eyes again, I'm sure. Scries to the top, which is not good for me. Alright, so we have some options. We can do Call of the Death Dweller, get back 2 of the vessels. So this is what this deck is supposed to do. The counters don't really matter because they're going to be exiled and then they'll come back as 5/5s. And then I'm just gonna put one more dead weight on it just to give it a little bit smaller. Ooh, Selfless Savior. Nice. Gives it indestructible. But because it didn't attack, the Curious Obsession is gone. Alright, so we can just attack with our 2 demons. Alright, down left to 1 more hit, and let's just cast Necropanther, standard, 3/3 creature. Alright, we got a win with our black-white reanimate Artisan deck. Still pretty good, I should say. I have not seen the blue-white Hoplite deck that much, but yeah, it's also pretty strong once they get all the auras into play. I think we were lucky to be able to kill off the Virtuoso early with Maya's Grasp. Otherwise, that one could have went out of control. Alright, let's go on the next game. Ooh, we don't have Eidolon on turn 1. We do have some removal with Maya's Grasp, Casket, Maya Triton. So let's try this. Oh, we do have the Eidolon. Alright, turn 1. Let's just hope he has no removal. I think he does, unfortunately. Fatal Push. Probably a premium card in Artisan since it's used in many top decks. We could go with Maya Triton. Just mill some cards. Oh, we lost the Glass Casket. Still nothing from the opponent. Let's try to attack and see what happens. Nothing. Alright, let's go for another Maya Triton. Ooh, the Greater Tanuki. Alright, this is a channel ability. So we discarded the Tanuki from the hand and searched the land and put it into the battlefield. It's a good card. Lost our Eidolon again. Using the new lands from Capenna, which lets you search for any of the 3 basic lands. It's a nice card. Alright, not sure what he's up to. I think he's got lots of big creatures. So if he's playing big creatures, then I think I'm gonna choose Menace and Death Touch for the Grim Dancer, so that he would need to have 2 creatures to block it. Stitcher Supplier. Oh, okay. His is also a reanimate deck. So he's gonna reanimate one of his big boys. Either the Sandworm or the Tanuki. Maybe good for us is that we do have Death Touch, so doesn't matter how big they are, we can still kill them off. I should use the Glass Casket because it exiles, so it doesn't die. Oh, okay. Alright, he killed his own supplier, so that, yeah, he can bring back his, he can bring back the creatures with Diagraph Rebirth. Nothing much we can do, but just try to pressure them as quick as possible. Alright, cycle the Void Reckoner. Okay, we got rid of the Swamp, which we would have drawn next turn, which is good. We don't want to be drawing lands right now. We need some of the removal enchantments, like Banishing Light. If he's at 5 mana now, then he can probably cast 1 removal or 1 reanimate spell. Yep. Doesn't really matter because we all have Death Touch. So he's got to block 1. And then we're gonna cast our second Grim Dancer with both Death Touch and Menace. Okay, yeah. So he wouldn't have been able to deal with the Grim Dancer because with Menace you need 2 creatures to block, and with Death Touch, Grim Dancer can kill both creatures. So quite scary, strong. I think a lot of people underestimate Grim Dancer. They don't really see how good it is. But in Artisan, yeah, it's very good. Alright, what prize do we get? It's a mythic Olivia Crimson Bride, Crimson Vow. This is actually a nice commander card. Some people play it, as their commander, and then 6 mana is a lot, but you can take creatures from the graveyard and keep it for yourself as long as you control a legendary vampire. Okay, we are going second. We've got 2 lands, but kind of a high curve with 3 cards in the 3 cost slot. I might want to mulligan this, see if we can get the Eidolon on turn 1. Alright, we do. We don't have an aura, but we can try to... Let's put a Necropanther back. Okay, Call of the Death Dweller. Ooh. Patchwork Automaton. That card is actually quite scary because it has a ward 2. So anything that targets it needs to pay 2 extra mana, which I can't right now because I only have 2 lands. So I'm just gonna attack, gain 1 life. And I'm just gonna cast the Vessel as a potential blocker because the Automaton is gonna grow to pretty big. And yeah, 2 Automatons are scary. I might not block this one time and block the next one, so I can take 2 damage. Ooh, yeah. 1 more land and we'll be able to cast the Maya's Grasp. So in the meantime, we'll use Grim Dancer as a nice blocker with Death Touch. And maybe Lifelink. Since we're on the defensive, I think we need to gain some life. Arcbound Mouser, nice. And our Iron Apprentice. It's attacking with the 3/3, which I kind of don't want to block. I can't block with the Grim Dancer, but I might block with the Vessel. Alright, we've got our 4th land, which means we can now cast Maya's Grasp and pay the 2 mana tax. Okay, and I think we gotta hold back on defense. Unfortunately, Heartless Act cannot kill creatures with counters on them, but it can remove 3 counters. So that could be a way to, I don't know, help us defeat the big automaton. Brown Prototype, so 2/2. I think he just wants me to trade with the Grim Dancer, which I will. So I'm gonna leave both Call of the Death Dwellers up and available first. Maybe I'll try to block with a Vessel. Then I have 2 Vessels on the board. So I'll just save the Heartless Act for later. They all have modular, so when it dies, they will move their counters away. So in Ingenious Smith, when it enters the battlefield, look at top 4 cards, you may reveal an artifact and put in your hand. Okay. Okay, got a land. Purple Song and Ingenious Smith is on the once each turn. I'm going to kill it. Okay. He wants to... Alright. Okay, nice. So I got dead weight. I can kill off one of them. Maybe the one with lifelink. And I'll get to draw a card from that. Got a swamp. And then I'm just gonna do Call of the Death Dweller as our usual trump card move. Getting 2 5/5s. Alright. Yep, and that was just too much, I think, because they lost the automaton, which would have been their biggest creature, I think. And with our 2/5/5 flyers as blockers, we can block and then we can attack for 10 damage one turn, and then another 10 for the final blow. And maybe as a backup, we even have the second Call of the Death Dweller, which we can use to bring back the Grim Dancer. Death Touch is amazing against these guys, so I think we had the upper hand on this deck. This was one of the easier matchups. The other one against the Hoplites was much more difficult. Okay, so I guess that's it for this week's event. Artisan is a nice format. I like to play it because it's not so high powered, but you can have nice synergies, as you can see with this black-white reanimate deck. We're going to put this deck list in the description so you can try it out if you want. Very cheap commons and uncommons. And you can also check out our website at tapandsac.com, where we have more articles on Magic. So much more stuff than what you see here. But if you don't like to read, we rather watch stuff, do subscribe to our channel. It will really help us a lot. If you subscribe and comment, you stand a chance to win a free set booster sent to you anywhere in the world. Okay, so that's it from us. We're tapping out. Hope you enjoy the rest of the week. Take care and see you guys next time.